And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. A big week of weekly purchases, and every week they're pretty big for the most part. This week is embarrassingly big. That's what I'm going to say about this one. So much stuff through the door. You guys, maybe you knew, maybe you don't. I think I talked about it last week. I was on the road this week for work, traveling all the highways and the byways. Don't forget the byways. And I got home and I just couldn't believe all the stuff that came through. I'm a guy that doesn't get overwhelmed. I always have a lot of things on my plate. You know, work life, family life, YouTube life, and all points in between. I always got something going on. I'm always working, always thinking moves ahead, trying to at least. And I came home and I have all this stuff, and you're going to see it in weekly purchases here. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. I don't get overwhelmed. I got some more travel coming up. I like to get all of these things unboxed as quick as possible. Not always possible with things going on and stuff like that. So I got a lot of work to do, and like I said, you're going to see it in this very video, so keep your fingers crossed, wish me luck that I can get through it all, or at least a mountain of it this weekend as I film these videos and all that kind of stuff. And of course, got to talk about the Patreon a little bit here. The Patreon, your best way to support this YouTube channel. February, new month, of course, but all this stuff will be going up early. I've had a lot of messages this week from people, and I'm assuming next week I'm going to have a lot more messages. People saying, where's the review for this? Where's the review for that? Man, I'm doing 4 reviews a day between both YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe to those. More on that in a second. But I will say, just to toot my own horn or whatever you want to call it, the Patreon gets those videos early. I'm not going to put out 10 videos a day. I will on Patreon, but not over on YouTube. I mean, I care about the algorithm, but I don't obviously care because so many people say, Kyle, you should only do like 1 video a week. Well, where's the fun in that? I like to have fun. I like to talk toys, things like that. You guys know how this channel works by now. But I can't put 10 videos out there today. I'm not a crazy person. What? Oh, 4's crazy. Yeah, you're right. 4 videos a day for multiple years at this point here. Pretty crazy thing. But I know a lot of you guys and gals, especially you gals out there, I know how you gals get, of course, are going to want to see a lot of this stuff. I'm going to get to it all eventually, but we're getting backed up. The Patreon, you probably got well over 100 plus videos over there that have never been on traditional YouTube as well. So one day, I guess the day I pass away, oh, poor Kyle, hopefully you guys all come to the funeral, bring gifts, I don't know, but when that day does come, I guess I'll tell my wife, hey, I'm dying here in a couple days, Angie, take care of this YouTube stuff, you better put all these things out because they're all on there unlisted. You might want to put those out, maybe you'll get some income, you'll get 50 cents or something like that. We'll see what happens there, but there'll be a lot of videos coming to Patreon here, and it is a new month, of course, for the Patreon, and we got some giveaways to do. The traditional giveaway of the month of February, we got the Christopher Reeves Superman Platinum Edition. I came across this in my travels, my work travels on the highways and byways of the Quad Cities, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Moline, Illinois, and, you know, that's part of the Quad Cities, I guess. But I did find this week. We're going to give this away on the Patreon. So if you want to be a Patreon member, of course, for the month of February, you can have a chance at that. But we're not done. Anybody that signs up for the Patreon in the month of February here is eligible for another gift. Winner, whatever you want to call it. You got a chance at the Claudio Castagnoli from the Vault Jazzwares, of course, exclusive from the Vault. This will go to anybody that signs up in the paid Patreon in the month of February. And then, of course, the traditional members that have always been there and everything, you have a chance for 2. And I guess that's the way it's going to go. So 2 giveaways this month on Patreon, which leads me to coming up in March, more housekeeping here. March, dangerously close. We're about a month and a half or so, give or take, away from the 5-year anniversary of this YouTube channel. And I couldn't do it without you guys. And once again, you gals out there too. But we're coming up hot on the 5-year anniversary of the channel. We got to make that special. That's a special anniversary. You never know when it's your last year on YouTube, so you might as well celebrate the 5-year. And I want to do 5 giveaways in that video to do a big giveaway in honor of the 5 years. 5 years, 5 giveaways, makes a lot of sense. However, we got to hit 50,000 subscribers, so need your guys, and once again, you gals, help out there. More gals help. Or I feel those gals aren't subscribing. You're just lurking. That's my guess. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're over 48,000. This coming Thursday, we're going to do a top 10 special 48,000 video. I think you guys might enjoy that one. Stay tuned for that, of course. But we're dangerously close to 50,000. That'd be a good milestone for the March 5-year anniversary, and I am working very hard on a lot of surprises for that. Things that will change the history of this channel forever, some may say. A lot of announcements, a lot of special guests, a lot of celebrity guests as well in that March video. What, Tommy McFarland? Oh, you're going to be there with shoes on. Okay, he's going to wear his dress shoes for that. But 5-year anniversary is going to be a heck of a show, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you have not. A lot going on around all of it, of course. So more to come here in the next couple of weeks, months, maybe years. No, March. It's mid-March. Somewhere in mid-March, we'll do that special video, so stay tuned for that, of course. But we got the giveaways going on. Also have to give a special shout out to Jay'sToysAndGames.com being the sponsor of weekly purchases and the toy news this week. Shout out to them. They did just open up a brand new store in Ankeny, Iowa. So if you're in the neighborhood, go check that one out. I did get a sneak peek before they did open, as they were really building the store is really what they were doing. But they let me come in and do a little video. That is up on Patreon as you guys are watching this right now. So check that video out. It'll be on traditional YouTube eventually, of course. But they are going to have a big grand opening celebration March 13th. There's going to be some sick deals out there. So more on that when the time comes. Of course, I'll be there for that grand opening as well. But a lot of good stuff going on, and appreciate them sponsoring this very YouTube video. And of course, go to Jay'sToysAndGames.com and use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% all in-stock items. A lot of you guys, not so many of you gals, what are you gals doing out there? But a lot of you guys have reached out and said, hey, I've used Jay's, tremendous service, tremendous price, all that kind of stuff. And 15% is no joke in savings. Very fortunate we have that code to use, as I also use that code, and you're going to see some of that in the weekly purchases this week. So a lot going on there. Of course, Royal Rumble this weekend. I'll be watching the Royal Rumble. I guess it's over if you're watching this, unless you're a Patreon member, of course. The Royal Rumble going to be an interesting one. Who's going to win? What's going to happen? Can't wait. Always a fun one. Even the nonchalant, not the big fans of WWE or wrestling, always enjoy the Royal Rumble. Even my wife will dabble in some Royal Rumble. So always a fun pay-per-view. PLE, oh, come on. What are we doing on that thing there? Got that going on. It's funny how I made comments a few weeks ago. A lot of people have been reaching out to me. Kyle, did you ever get that snowblower? You ever get that snowblower? I have still not got that snowblower. Had way too many expenses come to me all at once, just a flurry. And maybe Angie and I will talk about that maybe in the mailbag. Who knows? But a lot of expenses coming at us real quick. And I said, well, let's just hold back on that snowblower. Maybe there'll be a hot sale in the summertime. But I'm keeping those fingers crossed. No big snows. We've only had one snow here, which is pretty crazy. I'm pretty happy about that, in all honesty. And it was enough I could just do with a shovel, so that was fine. None of these 6, 7, 8, 12 inches of snow in my neck of the woods yet. Hopefully doesn't happen there. But I have not picked up a snowblower yet. I think I'm going to try to limp through February. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully I can get through. And that'll be a future Kyle problem on the snowblower, because I don't want to buy one. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm so close. So close. So snowblower watch continues. How about that? But that is the housekeeping this week. A lot going on. Once again, you guys know where everything is. A lot of videos on the channel this week. We did a top 5 most wanted Hulk Hogan, trying to really put a bookend on the year of Hulkamania, the 40th anniversary. But it's not done because we got more Hulksters and weekly purchases this week. But I want to do a top 5 what I would like to see to really bookend our Hulk Hogan Mania of 2024. So we did do that video. Of course, the toy hunts this week. A lot of toy hunts going on. All the usual suspect videos as well. I even did the Joker playset. Of course, the talk show playset. Man, controversial. Controversy. Does it create cash? I don't know. That's what Eric Bischoff said. But it was a fun one. And I will say, once again, just kind of bookending that as well, it's definitely not worth $250. I said it multiple times in that video. However, I feel like I'm going to get more use out of it than the average Joe. Just fig photography alone, absolutely fun. I need to do a little customization on that one. I wish I could figure out, and I don't even know how to go about it, and I'm sure somebody watching this knows how to 3D print stuff. I would love to get like a Kyle Peterson logo to go over the Murray Franklin show so I could cover that up and just have my name there. I would like to figure out a way to do that. I'm sure it's probably somebody with a 3D printer could probably figure it out in 2 seconds, but Here's some tweaking I want to do, but a very, very fun set. Obviously, I wish I could have just bought the set alone. I don't need the 2 figures, but breaking the price point down on that thing, obviously $250 is very expensive. I do think it is worth well over $100. I mean, the figures technically are about $60 figures because they are DC collector's editions, as they call it. You do get the card, you do get the laminates, you get the sign, you get the sketchbook. I mean, there is some value to that. I don't really need it, but it is in there. Obviously, the huge deluxe packaging on that one, there's some value with that, you got to admit, and of course the set as well. So it's all about justification. I'm never going to say it's $250 good, but man, it is a fun set. It is great if that is your thing, but if you're just the average Joe out there, you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't have fun with some of that kind of stuff, I don't know if you need that. I really don't know if you need it, but some do, and it's definitely a need, not a want, of course. But I am having fun with that, and I think by the time the dust settles, whenever this YouTube channel shuts down, maybe 5 months from now, maybe 5 days from now, maybe 5 years from now, who knows, that will be a fun one that I feel, well, if all the moving around and playing with, I will have got my money out of it. So there you go. That's my last thought, Jerry's final thought on that one right there. But now we got to bring in the light of my life, my wife Angie, for the mailbag. It's time for the mailbag. Special guest Angie's here. Angie, say hello.
I'm back.
Angie's back for the mail call here. Of course, if you want to be the question of the week, make sure you put your question in the comments down below. And you too can be question of the week, but we're going to do 2 questions of the week this week. We got some amazing questions coming through, but a very busy week this week. Angie, what did we have to do yesterday?
What did we do yesterday?
We had to take the dogs to the vet yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Finally got that done, but we had a coupon for 10% off. So we kept it barely under $1,000. So that was nice. And of course, our poor boy Lemmy, my poor boy Lemmy, got an ear infection. He's got an ear infection now. He's got to take like medicine in his ear every morning and then every night, and you got to put it in there and you got to squish it together, and then he shakes it all out. It's a wild scene. It's a wild scene, let me tell you.
Lots of matted ear hair.
It's a mess. It's a mess. But poor Lemmy, I guess they said it was one of the worst ear infections. They said Lemmy is such a good dog, a very stoic dog, that he doesn't show his pain, doesn't show he has problems going on.
Little angel.
So shout out to good old Lemmy there. But everybody was good, but everybody's been really eating good in the neighborhood, like Applebee's, apparently, is what they said.
Oh, yeah.
Applebee's.
I was like, where are you going with this?
I love Applebee's. That's where you were thinking.
Ace is a big back.
Yeah, he's
on a diet.
What did they say? He's like 7 pounds overweight. I think that's ridiculous.
Dramatic.
I think it's way dramatic. And it's a winter time, so they got their winter fat, I guess, holding storing in there, and they're not getting the exercise because it's 10 below 0. But I thought they were dramatic. Domino gained like, what was it, a 3/4 of a pound? It's like, okay, 3/4. And then Lemmy gained what, 3 pounds or something like that?
Not even, I think.
Yeah, 2. And Lemmy is Mr. like play in the backyard all day long, so he can't do that. It's cold. So I don't know. But Ace being 7 pounds, like I was like, the last time you weighed him, he was like still a very small puppy. So it's like, get out of here is what I said. Stop trying to make me feel bad.
They're calling us bad.
Getting me hot. But it was okay. I think they're all right. I think once springtime, they'll lose that little winter weight. So I'm not too worried about it. But we did that. Then we had to run. We had to go quick. We had to go to Jay's Toys and Games, Jay's CD and Hobby. We got to walk through that one. Patreon members, you can check out that video. Angie, hot on the hunt, hotter than me on the hunt. She was going through that pop wall. She was looking through everything. She had a list together. She was going after it. You'll see it in that video. I was shocked. I couldn't believe my eyes. I did one of those. Might have been allergies, might not have been. Then we went out to dinner. We went to the Mongolian Grill. It was a wild time for there. And then Angie said after that, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And you called it quits, and then you went to bed, and you got up and worked, and that's what I stayed up to like 1:30 editing videos. So that's the way it goes from time to time. The life of a YouTuber couple or something. And what else new? Anything else new? Car's still in the shop. We'll get that back hopefully today. And that's about it.
Busy time.
Just busy times. But how about we get down to the question of the week? Can you take it? All right, take it away, Angie. Question of the week.
It says, is Angie wearing a bra today?
Well, is Angie wearing a bra? There's only one way to find out.
The answer's no.
No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nobody look too close.
Oh my gosh. So at Cincy_John, you can swap 2 toy lines to give them new manufacturers. Who are you swapping?
I'm all about swapping. I'm here to swap, that's for sure. Swap shop, we'll call it over here today. Let's see. If I had to swap 2 toy lines, I guess I immediately think of our friends over there at Power Town. Shout out to Magnum TA. I guess I would swap Powertown away because we've had so many issues over the last couple of years. But man, oh man, I want those Powertown figures so bad. So can I swap those over to Mattel? Mattel does a classic Legends line. I would be there for that. But I'm hoping Powertown can steer the ship, the course correct. Not sure if they're going to be able to. We'll see what ends up happening in the future. As we always say, Angie, I don't know if you've ever heard this saying, but you lose them a loaf at a time. You get them back a slice. It's true. It's true. Business Talk Kyle 101. You should see me out in the stores telling people that. Oh, they listen. They perk up, let me tell you. But yeah, Powertown, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but that would be one. And then one a little bit out of left field, I would like to see Mattel Retros go somewhere else. And maybe there's too many retro companies, but I feel like they're just not keeping up with all the third parties, which is really weird. We don't get near the output, and we don't get near the performers we're really hoping for. And I think that was your answer too, wasn't it? That was exactly what we were thinking. Now, if you were going to swap toy lines, Angie, you got any ideas? We better keep you off of that. That's for sure. But that's it. That's my question there. But Angie, we got another question. Oh, we had 2 questions this week. Oh, this is a long one.
Wordy one.
This is going to test your reading ability. Let's do it. Let's see Angie's reading skills.
At Joe Day 17821, when you are on the hunt at Walmart and Target and someplace like that, do you ever have someone come up to you and say, "Hey, are you that YouTube toy guy?" Or "Why are you recording in the toy section?" or anything else more complimentary or more angry? just employees. Why are you recording?
I've never once ever had somebody say, "Why are you recording?" I've never had anything like that ever. But I'm not really, because whenever I go into the section, so whenever I go to, let's say, a Target, there's the NECA set, and there's usually 2 toy aisles. So whenever I go to the sets, I make sure there's nobody there, if at all possible. So I always say, okay, there's nobody in the wrestling aisle, I'll do that. Well, there's somebody in the McFarlane Marvel set, I'm going to go over to NECA, then I'll come back. So I always kind of work it that way. Every once in a while I do, and I'm pretty, what's the word, discreet about it. Very discreet, some may say. Very discreet.
That wasn't discreet.
That was discreet. But I usually move around like swift like a cat. You know, people just don't know I'm there. So I think that's part of it right there. Never had anybody angry, never had anything like that. But I have definitely had, "Hey, are you that YouTube toy guy?" I've had that quite a few times. And it's weird. I get it more when I travel out of state for work. And I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I'm in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Shout out to Oconomowoc. I'm in an area like that, and it's like somebody walks up like, what the heck? What is going on? Why are you here? But I don't get it a ton in my own area, which is, I don't know.
Unless we're at like a big event, like a concert. Or...
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. Like we were at Nikki Glazer, and we had somebody walk up. And it's always cool. I'm always here to chat. I know I get it a lot in the comments. People will say, "Oh, I thought it was you. I saw you, but I didn't want to bother you." I'm like, Say hi. Say hi. I love to talk because, unfortunately, Angie, you can attest to this. Usually you and the kids are walking around and I'm trying to talk to you and it's just like I'm talking to a wall. Nobody's even paying attention and listening. So I'm always welcome to talk to somebody, of course, that's actually interested in my conversation. So I'm always out there. I'm out there and I'm easy to talk to, I think. But never any issues. I did have one time I was in Illinois and a guy walked up to me and he said, "Hey, I know you. I know you." I'm like, "Oh, here we go. He's going to give me the old I've seen you." And we were in the NECA section and stuff. And he thought I was Randy Falk. Is who he thought I was from NECA. So like the head of NECA Toys.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it was just a wild thing. It was a wild thing. I was like very shocked. It was just a weird deal. But I've never, usually it's like the big show and things like that is usually what people say. But a wild time, but nothing angry, none of that. But yeah, I do have people come up to me. Any other part of the question? No angry. No
angry.
No, that's it. So an interesting slice of life is what that is right there, isn't it? So there it is. That's the old question of the week. Angie, you got anything else? You got anything to talk about? What are we going to do for dinner? As we're filming this right now, the Royal Rumble's in like 2 hours. The kids want to go to some K-pop store. They want popsicles. I think they got, popsicles and lollipops and stuff like that there. I'm guessing that's what that is.
Go to the K-pot or whatever.
Oh, the K-pop. We're just keeping it Korean. It's Korean all day long. We're going to watch some Squid Game after that. It's just Korean day over at this house. No, it's not. I don't think I'm going to go to the K-pop thing. I got too many reviews to do. I got other stuff. And I got the Royal Rumble starting at 5 o'clock. I can't miss out on the Royal Rumble. I can't be going to this K-pop thing. I got street cred. I got to hold up my end.
Let's go without Dad. And I said, we can't go without Dad.
Did they say that? They did say that. Gosh, I hate them. I hate those kids. they're out of the will.
Well, I didn't think you'd want to go.
Yeah, they're right.
I was like, oh, he'll want to go.
I guess I won't go. I'll just leave it to ladies. You guys can do the K-pop, and then you can bring me home some dinner. for the Royal Rumble. I feel like I need to have pizza or wings. This is kind of like my Super Bowl. This is kind of what it's like here. Because I'm not a big football guy. I like college football, but this is off the rails. It's just ramblings of a madman is what this has turned into, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You put the football game on the other day, and then I got all invested.
Oh, she loves it. She loves those Chiefs.
Watch it.
She was looking for Taylor Swift. She loves T-Swizzle.
I do like Taylor Swift, but wasn't. That's my first Chiefs game I've watched.
Oh, just a lot going on. That's the way it goes. But there it is. That's the question of the week. Angie, thank you for coming. Will you be here next week?
Yeah.
Maybe. But that is question of the week. You want to do question of the week? Put it in the comments down below. But now, Angie, I need you to leave because this is going to be the most embarrassing weekly purchases of all time. Even I am like blushing at this one. I'm ashamed of myself.
So much stuff or what?
There's so much stuff. It's like, it's a ridiculous amount. It's just... I feel bad for those kids in those like third world countries. Mm-hmm. There's some little kid out in
you could have fed him for a year
in Ghana or something. He's down there in Ghana. He's in Uganda. Maybe Kamala's relatives down there. They're just wanting something. They wish they had 2 shoes. He has 2 left shoes or something. Some kid in Uganda. And here I am spending
fed their whole tribe
spending $1 million on action figures this week. $1 million, ridiculous week of weekly purchases. I am ashamed of myself.
You should be.
I'm going to write an apology letter, and I'm going to send it somewhere. I don't know where, but stay tuned for the weekly purchases. I need you out of here. Even I usually don't blush at the purchases in front of her, but this time it's too crazy. You'll have to watch the video, and then I'll hide.
Up yet. I'm afraid my boob will
That's
pop
too much. Too much. Give everybody a show. Give them a show. But there it is. Angie, thank you for coming. That's question of the week. Stay tuned.
Speaking of Taylor Swift.
For the weekly purchases. All right, let's kick off weekly purchases, and this is a multi-round. We might even have a championship round version of weekly purchases this week, and I'm starting off with some big boxes to get those out of the way. And speaking of big boxes, I totally forgot to mention it in my weekly purchases last week. Most of you guys and gals, once again, it's all about the gals in this video, apparently. I forgot to mention it, the Cat Slayer. I got that last weekend. That was probably the biggest pickup of the week, obviously last week, maybe biggest pickup of the year in size. But I did get the Cat Slayer. Check out that review. My wife, Angie, helped me with that one there. But I forgot to mention that in weekly purchases last week. But let's dive into this week. And as I said, possibly one of the biggest weekly purchases we've had in a heck of a long time. An overwhelming week. And we'll start it off with the set I just was talking about not too long ago. It is the Joker movie set. Of course, the Murray Franklin show, talk show set. Here for that one, of course. So we did get that through the door this week. Gonna stick that right over there. How about this big one? Oh, it's a big heavy boy. It's the Anti-Eternia Battle Cat, ready to go, of course, with the Anti-Eternia He-Man from Mondo. A big cat. I'm running a cat rescue league here. I got Panther, I got Battle Cat, I got a bunch of mini cats, I got the Cat's Lair, all the Thundercats. It's really just a cat rescue is what this one is here. But that is a big, heavy-duty big boy and an expensive purchase. Designer Con exclusive, I believe, is what that one was. But we did get that through the door this week. And a few miscellaneous stuff. We got probably 2 full rounds of wrestling. Full round of Super 7. We got NECA. We got a lot to get to in this video here. But I did already unbox this one. Brand new Retro Wave Spider-Man. Check this one out on the channel this week. I was so excited for this one. I could not wait to get it out of the package. So I jumped in. That's, of course, Kane. Also got Spider-Man Unlimited this week. And then, of course, Spider-Boy. The only one I could not find was Chameleon for whatever reason, but just moments before filming this episode, he did go up on the Target app, so I just put my order in. He's coming like February 4th in the mail. So I'll have him, I guess, next week for weekly purchases. Stay tuned to that. But speaking of Target, I did get this one here. It is the Hordak Grizzlor concept art pack from Target. An interesting set if there ever was one. Very interesting. Hordak not as cool. Grizzlor could be cooler. I guess we'll see. We'll have to dive into that one on the channel as we always do. And last but certainly not least, special thanks to John Thurmond. Finding this one, for whatever reason, never hit my area. Finally got the Geo-Force from McFarlane Toys. Todd, help a brother out once in a while would be nice. Oh, he just put his toe up to his mouth like a shh. He told me to shh, but he did it with his toes. It's an amazing power move from the couch from Todd McFarlane. But now I got both versions of the Geo-Force. One of these days we'll unbox both of them over on Kyle Peterson 2.0. But that's a quick round 1 of weekly purchases. All right, time for round number 2, a big round of full-on wrestling in this round here. And I guess let's start it off via our friends over at Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. It is the latest and greatest hits wave. We got Rey Mysterio Jr., we got Jimmy Uso crazy, as we do know. And you can't have a Jimmy without a Jey Uso. Of course, good friend of the channel, Jey Uso, as we know as well. Got them through the door. Referee Batista in the greatest hits wave, so got that one there. We're not done. Ron Simmons, a lot of people excited for this one. Quite the monumental occasion with this one, as I do remember as a little boy. Looking good there. The Hulkster, back again. We talked about it. The Hulkster back again. And then, of course, the Undertaker. Man, a heavy figure, this Undertaker right there. Of course. And then we got Seth Rollins' greatest hits. So the latest greatest wave of greatest hits through the door this week via Ringside Collectibles. But we're not done. We got more Mattel stuff through the door this week. Lex Luger, Monday Night Wars Ultimate Edition. Can't wait to dive into old sexy Lexi right there through the door. More greatest hits. This time, greatest hits WrestleMania 3 Hulk Hogan. Pretty iconic Hulkster, all things considered there. I'm sure this year we'll do a top 5 Hulk Hogan figures of 2025. There'll be at least 5 to do, maybe 10. We'll see how it nets out. Have to imagine this one will be on my list somewhere by the end of the year. We'll stay tuned to see what happens there. How about a flashback? I was out and about this week, and I got this one at our good friends, Jay'sToysAndGames.com, Jay's CD and Hobby at one of their local stores. Found this one for $20. Yes, $20. It is Elite Series 11, The Miz. I said $20 for this? That feels just ridiculous. I'm going to pick that one up. So I did pick it up, and it's amazing how the packaging design, everything has changed over the years. Definitely cool to see the changes over the years there. But $20 for an old school Elite, all the way back to Elite 11. Deal of the week? Possibly. We're not done with Mattel stuff. I already unboxed these on the channel, up on Patreon and on traditional YouTube. It is Logan Paul from the Top Picks line, of course. Stone Cold Steve Austin, not greatest hits, Top Picks once again. And then last but not least, in the Top Picks, we got one CM Punk. So the year of Punk continues raging on, and it continues to rage on in weekly purchases this week. As I did get through the door, look at this. The Mattel Creations exclusive CM Punk. Man, a lot of shine is worn off on this one with the long wait, then the delays, and then Mattel reminding you of the delays every single day in your email. Got pretty frustrating, but we will unbox it on the channel. Who knows, by the time you're watching this, it might already be up on YouTube. Stay tuned for that. But I did order 3 of those for some reason or another. I don't even remember ordering 3. Apparently I did. I know that was the limit. I think FOMO and the excitement of the time got to me and others, so I did pick up 3 of these. Maybe we'll give one away. Maybe we could give it away for the anniversary show. We'll see what ends up happening there. So we did get those. Last but certainly not least from Mattel, already unboxed this on the channel as well. It is the latest and greatest Coliseum collection. It is the Big Boss Man. It is Bam Bam Bigelow through the door Coliseum collection via Mattel Creations. We got that one going on. Not done with wrestling. I already unboxed this on the channel as well. Epic Toys Demolition 1 of 500. We checked that out on the channel. We also checked out the old Killer Bees, and shout out to old B. Brian Blair. He had some very nice comments on his Twitter about my unboxing of this Killer Bees there. I bet Brian, he said in there, you know, Kyle's exactly right. We've never talked about it before, but huge Striper fans, the Killer Bees. So it all makes sense. It all comes full circle. Shout out to old B. Brian Blair. And last but certainly not least in weekly purchases, but last for round number 2, did get my Latoonie order in. We've talked a lot about them in the toy news. Here is their version of an LJN figure. So we saw their version of Macho Man in the retro Hasbro style. Now we're going to get to check out the big rubber guy LJN style. Very excited to unbox this one, coming very soon to the channel. But you know me, I like my guys big and full of rubber, and Macho Man Now or Never edition fits the bill there. So much more on that when we unbox it on the channel. So there it is, round number 2 of weekly purchases. All right, time for round number 3. And round number 3, a little Super 7 heavy round this go around here. I did get the latest and greatest Thundercats wave through the door. How about the packaging on this one? Translucent plastic, so many hits being played. There's not enough time for all these hits, but we did get Mumra through the door, looking absolutely amazing. Stunning version of Mumra, if you ask me. We're not done, though, with Thundercats. We got Young Lion-O. He's ready to go, Young Lion-O. At least he's not naked like he was in the cartoon. We also got Snarfer. I don't know about this one. We'll have to talk about it in the unboxing there. We got Snarfer representing the Thundercats, of course. And last but certainly not least, Quick Pick. Quick Pick's ready to go. I think a distant cousin of Quick Kick from G.I. Joe, if I'm not mistaken. Quick Pick through the door. How about this one? I picked these 3 up at Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Of course, using discount code Kyle to save 15%. Yes, you heard it right, 15%. We did get the Sabotage Beastie Boy figures, of course. 3 figures in the set. Now, I am far from a Beastie Boys guy. Maybe we'll talk about it in the video. However, I, like a lot of kids back in the day, love this video. I don't even mind the song. It's probably my favorite Beastie Boys song. But these figures are so cool for different reasons. These are great 70s cops just to have in your collection. Had to pick these ones up. Very, very fun. Very, very cool. And the hits don't stop coming from Super 7. Latest and greatest, got Ninja Nomad Leonardo through the door this week. And last but not least, rapper Mike putting down those sick beats. Maybe he'll join up with the Beastie Boys. You never know what he might be up to there. But there it is, round number 3. Time to move into the championship rounds. All right, time for round number 4. We're quickly running out of space. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit all the weekly purchases in this video. It is going to be tight. It's going to be tight, but let's start it off. Round number 4. This time for round number 4, we head over to Ringside Collectibles. Of course, once again, using discount code Kyle, save 10%. El Desperado Part 3 Variant Edition Red Mask. I picked this one up. This one silently kind of went up on Ringside. Saw it go up there, picked it up. I don't, not for everybody, obviously, El Desperado, but that's our 3rd version of him. But we did get some new AEW Unmatched. We got Series 11. We got the Bruv right here. We got Will Ospreay through the door. We got Bryan Danielson, our mateys pirate Bryan Danielson right there. We got the one I'm most excited for and many others as well. Luminary Sting. Oh, baby. Give me all the stingers. I gotta find the Chase version of that. Hopefully I can find it. Sky Blue. I believe related to Sky Low Low, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody fact check that if you want to. What, Todd McFarlane? Oh, you just were misheard? You weren't saying anything? No, I thought you were chiming in. Thought he was chiming in. Thought he had some good quip going on. He did not. Darby Allin in his coat. Got to have that coat right there. And last but not least, we got the Switchblade. We got Jay White through the door this week via Ringside Collectibles. So another round of figures, as you can see, backed up. Between the greatest hits, 8 figures there. You got 6 figures here for AEW. You got those Ultimate Editions. There is so much going on. It's going to be a busy couple of months here on this channel. Stay tuned for sure. Now we turn our attention over to a little NECA stuff. And NECA, we've talked about it in the toy news. Shipping issues, issues after issues. I finally reached out to him about 2 weeks ago and said, hey, where's all this New York Comic Con exclusive stuff I ordered back in September, early October? What is time? Where is this stuff? Did not get any kind of response from them, but 2 days later got shipping notice. And then I got the figures this week, you're going to see here. And then just yesterday, Kyle, those should be shipping soon to you. So I don't know what's going on over there. However, I'm thankful I finally got my figures. I got the Kevin Eastman exclusive right there through the door. And then I did get the Invisible Man Glow-in-the-Dark edition. Dad, come on over for this one. This could be a fun one to unbox, I am sure. Invisible Man coming in very hot. And then that, of course, those no good Ben Cooper kids. Get them off my yard. I did get this one. What is it? The Dracula? What is this one? Why doesn't it say right on there? Why am I, or can I not read maybe? It's the Skeleton Girl. How about that? Glow-in-the-Dark edition, New York Comic Con exclusive. Got that one through the door as well. But the hits keep on coming. Did find this one at Walmart. It is the 50th anniversary of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Also the 50th anniversary of Motorhead this year. But you do got Leatherface. Can't wait to crack this one open. Probably on Kyle Peterson 2.0. Stay tuned for that. Also, brand new Night Watch Turtles. On the hunt for Casey Jones. Hopefully he shows up in the next couple of weeks. But you get Donatello and Leonardo right here through the door. Hitting Walmart stores right now if you're after those two bad boys. And then I went over to Jay's ToysandGames.com. Also saw him in the store, but I picked him up at Jay's using the 15% off code. Look at that. Ardith Bay. Dad, what do you say? For old time's sake, we come over and do this one. I need all the help I can get on this one. It's the Mummy. I'm the weakest link, like the old game show, on my Mummy trivia. But my dad, oh, he knows it. He can just snap that stuff out. He's seen all the Mummy movies. He knows what's going on. He'll give us the whole story. Dad, we're wanting you back. Everybody wants you back on the channel. It's time. It's time. We don't get so many Universal monsters anymore. Let's dive into that one. And if you want, I'll let you dive into this Ben Cooper kid too. If you want to unbox her, I'm here for it. So shout out to my dad, of course. Last but not least for this round, I did get a little Mythic Legions through the door this week. Never going to be able to pronounce these guys' names. What's this guy's name here? Gaspar the Unamused. What? Oh, Todd McFarlane from the couch. Gaspar the Unamused. Fan of him? You're Todd McFarlane the Unamused by this episode of Weekly Purchases? Oh, Todd, and him and his jokes over there. We got Gaspar the Unamused. What a name. He's just unamused. That's what he is. Through the door this week. One I'm very excited for, Ninian Infantry. I can never remember these guys' names, but it looks like something stepping out of Cobra Law or the Snakeman from Masterverse. Looking very good right here. And last but not least, we got a horned creature. Guy Reach the Unpredictable. Oh, what? Oh, Mark Summers, you too? You're Mark Summers, the Unpredictable? Well, that's true. That is true. You'll take the physical challenge anytime. I've seen you do some stuff. And Mark Summers is in his 70s, folks. He's not messing around, but he's very unpredictable. But got 3 Legions through the door this week as well. So that is it for round number 4. We're going to round number 5. Can you believe it? We're going to do it, but we got a special one, and we got one thing to talk about, and it's pretty humbling, I will say. Time for the 5th and final round, and we got something extra special. We only got one item for the 5th and final round right here. As this week I was on the road, and I got home to a bevy of packages through the door this week, as you can see right here. I told you it was a big week, but I saw one box, and as I'm going through everything, I said, what the heck is this? I don't know what this one is. But this was sent to me as a gift from a friend of the channel, great friend of the channel, Nick Grinnell. Nick sent me something. He said, hey, can I get your address? I'm downsizing my collection, and I have something you would really appreciate that I'd like to send your way. Now, a lot of people do send me gifts from time to time. It is always appreciated. You don't have to do that, obviously, but a lot of people usually put a nice note in there, and they say, hey, I watch your videos, or, you know, personal stuff as well. So always very humbling for somebody in my position, whatever you want to call this position, friend, basically talking to people. It is always humbling when somebody wants to send you something, or if they even send you a note or tell you that, hey, this channel means something to you, or hey, you got me through some days, or I enjoy what you do, whatever that may be. It does feel good, because sometimes you feel like you're talking to yourself in the camera, but you know, I enjoy conversation with myself, as people do say on the comments from time to time. But Nick sent me something that I was absolutely blown away and left speechless. I wish I would have filmed the unboxing, because I think it would have been an amazing thing when I laid eyes on this and saw what this was. I was totally blown away, totally shocked. So once again, Nick Grinnell, can't say thank you enough for this. I mean, you really shouldn't have. This is a big boy item. It's something I would have never bought for myself. I never would have put the money down for this one, as I wouldn't be able to justify it in my brain. So Nick took that away from me by gifting it to me, and this will be something that will be stored in my collection. I got a spot for it, and I'm pointing like you guys can see, but over there up on top of the detolf right in the corner, I got a perfect spot for it, and that's where it will live. Have I done enough talking without showing what it is? Maybe I have. But Nick sent me this week. I got a title belt. Not just any title belt. It is the Ultimate Warrior WWE Shop title belt. Of course, we've seen him do it for Bret Hart. They've done it for different superstars over the years. But obviously for me, the Ultimate Warrior is the only one I would ever entertain in my collection. Just an amazing, amazing, heavy belt. I don't even know what this weighs. 20 pounds? 15 pounds? Something like that. But obviously, very, very awesome. I don't have much room to turn it around here, but you got the side plates going on it. You got the Always Believe on the back. No Velcro with this one. Real snaps as well. So I am officially going to be the Ultimate Warrior champion, I guess, of YouTube going forward. And I've always said I'm not a guy wearing these belts out and around unless I'm willing to defend them, and I'm willing to defend them. So come after me. If you want a chance at this title, you meet me in any back alley and we'll settle it once and for all for the Ultimate Warrior World title belt. But all kidding aside, Nick, a very humbling gesture to send this to me. Very appreciative, of course. It has went to a good home, and that's what you did say. Hey, this would mean a lot to you in your collection. I think you would appreciate it, and you're exactly right. Me being a Warrior guy, of course, as most know that watch this channel, of course. So once again, Nick Grinnell, very much appreciated on this one right here. And that is it. That is weekly purchases for another week. This is yearly purchases for some people, and I totally understand that as well. A lot going on here, a lot to dive into, a lot of reviews to come on an already busy schedule. But man, I know you guys are there. You're rooting me on. You're here for it. You're cheering on the Ultimate Warrior champion here today. But we'll get to them all eventually, and check it out on the Patreon if you want an early start, or put in the comments, say, hey, Kyle, move that Mumra up higher if you can. I'll take requests. I don't care. Whatever the people want, but I'll get through it all eventually. I always do. But what did you pick up this week? What were your weekly purchases? Let me know in the comments down below. And as I always say, make sure you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're nearing, of course, the 5-year anniversary. And we're going to do some big giveaways if we do get, of course, to 50,000 by March timeframe. So fingers crossed on that. Need your guys' help. Join in on all the fun. There it is. Check out the Patreon, as I did mention, ProWrestlingTees.com. Check out my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars series, now available digitally as well as hardback and softback, of course. Sir Paul 64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram, and of course on TikTok. So you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling to defend my Ultimate Warrior title belt.